Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. Today we welcome a new member of the Out of the Blue team. MTSU alumna Carly Sutton will be contributing stories to this program starting in September and providing video content to our flagship station, True Blue TV. She got her start in television news as a reporter and producer for Middle Tennessee News, the student team in our School of Journalism and Strategic Media. Well, Carly, I usually say welcome to the program if you're a new guest, but I really think that's not enough. Welcome to the True Blue TV reporting team.
Well, thank you so much. I'm actually very excited to be here.
Well, we are too, and Out of the Blue is going to be the home to one of your segments that when you start doing your campus reporting and storytelling for the video audience and the podcast audience, we'll be showing it on a redesigned set, and there'll be a big screen over here. You'll be standing and presenting. Are you excited about the opportunity?
I am, and I think that it's such an honor that I'm able to call True Blue TV my new home, now having been here at MTSU for so long.
Well, we can't wait. That'll be debuting in our September episode and going forward from that, but let's talk about your origin story. I think you started with my class, right? In the fall of 2018. Did I get you your first semester your freshman year?
Yes, you sure did. I was a fresh high school graduate, 17 years old, very wet behind the ears and nervous. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I kind of just chose journalism on a whim. And after taking your media writing class as well,
please stop.
I know, as well as Dan Eschenfelder's video storytelling class, I realized that I made the right choice the first time. So
I want to talk about Dan and Christine because they are truly, you talk about the superhero origin story, they are the ones that really gave you the opportunities that allowed you to shine. So much of your experience, of course, with our partner, Middle Tennessee News. We've shown many of their segments. Talk about that decision to become part of that organization and what that did to the trajectory of your career here at MTSU.
Middle Tennessee News also operates alongside the video storytelling class that Dan Eschenfelder teaches. And so I, as a student, had the opportunity to work as a reporter, an outside lab shift from the class. And so I got to use the video cameras and the writing software and things like that that industry professionals get to use. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's a little intimidating at first, but after having done it for just a single semester, I knew that I wanted to spend the rest of my time at MTSU being involved in the news program that we had. And so I wanted to continue, and I ended up being an assignment manager and then moved on to being producer for Middle Tennessee News for a few years before I graduated with my undergraduate degree and then my master's degree.
Dan and Christine, of course, the goal, of course, is to get our students graduated, but I know they miss you not being around the newsroom of Middle Tennessee News because you are really a mainstay in there. The role of the producer is really the hub of how those programs come together. And you talked about that great equipment and software that you have at Middle Tennessee News. How was that like to kind of organize the chaos of a newscast and make that happen on a regular basis?
I will admit at first it was a little nerve-wracking, but realizing that I truly had a solid community and a solid team behind me, both of the Eschenfelders as well as the students that were working alongside me, they didn't want me to fail. They wanted me to succeed in any way possible. And so there was never anything that was considered uneducated in that room, and that any opportunity that we had to learn, we took that opportunity to learn. And so getting to work with my peers and create something that we were proud of at the end of the day, and to be able to emulate what we would want to do with our future careers was actually so rewarding. And it allowed for me to not only just work in the newsroom and have the accolades that were there, but to actually go outside of the newsroom and to take those skills that I'd gained and harness them to create all sorts of different projects that we were able to do.
So many awards have come to the work at Middle Tennessee News, and we could spend the whole show talking about that, but let's talk about Shadow of the Killer. I know you were involved with that with Middle Tennessee News. What was that about, and what was that like?
So the story was pitched by a former MTN student who has since graduated, Drake Pugh, who just happened to be family friends with Mr. Kenny Lovelace, who was actually the right-hand man for Jerry Lee Lewis. Mm-hmm. And so we thought that it would be a wonderful story to talk about somebody, you know, that is a part of all of these famous pieces of work, but their name and their face maybe is just not recognized in the way that someone who has such fame like Jerry Lee Lewis would have. And so we were able to spend over the course of a few weeks talking and interviewing and filming for this piece, not only with Mr. Lovelace himself, but also historians out of Nashville museums, like the Musicians Hall of Fame and the Country Music Hall of Fame, as well as our very own Greg Reich, who works in the Center for Popular Music. And so we had so much information, it was so hard to condense it down to just an 8-minute story, but we were so proud that we were able to tell this story and to work alongside somebody so gracious as Mr. Lovelace. So.
Well, and now, of course, you're transitioning to the full-time staff at Middle Tennessee State University and our Office of News and Media Relations. Your work here on True Blue TV and for Out of the Blue is going to be video storytelling. Talk about your approach to that. What are the types of stories you're hoping you'll be able to cover for Out of the Blue as a result of that?
Of course. So I myself am so connected to MTSU. Even though I'm a Nashville native, I've spent almost the last 8 years here at MTSU just going to school here. And I have always said that I have learned more about MTSU's campus in my graduate school career than I ever did in my undergraduate school career. And MTSU offers so many amazing programs, clubs, opportunities, and I think that with my work I want to be able to kind of highlight and broadcast those things for students, current students or prospective students that would want to come to the campus and just show how, truly awesome MTSU actually is. And so I want to make sure that what I'm promoting and what I'm showing is truly benefiting MTSU and its community.
You've been an adjunct professor in the School of Journalism and Strategic Media as part of your graduate career. And you march in the fall of 2025, correct?
I sure do, and I'm very excited.
It is, I know, it's going to be awesome. It might be even a good little story. We might mic you up and you'll have to do a live broadcast from commencement.
Well, I'll do it if if I have the opportunity, I might.
Well, we're very excited for having you join Out of the Blue and working for True Blue TV and all the opportunities to tell great stories on campus. Carly, congratulations. And we'll see you here on the set again on a regular basis starting in September.
Thank you so much.